What are we missing when it comes to how good the Mavericks can be this upcoming season? Plus, we preview D'Angelo Russell's upcoming season with the Dallas Mavericks. All that and more coming up on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks beat writer Tim Cato, Mavericks analyst Bobby Krell, and our national NBA insider Mark Stein. We, of course, are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team. Exactly 2 weeks away from training camp. What will D'Angelo Russell's season look like in a Dallas Mavericks uniform? We'll preview his season in today's episode. Plus, what are we missing when it comes to how good the Mavericks can be this upcoming season? We'll get into that in just a moment on this terrific Tuesday. Tim Cato, how are we?
Terrific Tuesday.
That's
I like
right.
Terrific. For me, it's a Tenerife Tuesday.
Tenerife Tuesday.
Yeah, because I wish I was in the Canary Islands right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, a little vacation on the brain.
I don't know.
Got
It's
it.
You've been to the
only-
Canary Islands?
Is it? I'm trying to think. I know where Tenerife is, but I forget whether those are the Canary
You've
Islands.
been?
Have I been? I'm sorry.
Have you been to Spain?
I have not. No.
You, nowhere in Spain?
No.
So why talking about it and why don't you do it?
He said, if
Hey,
you're going to
guys,
say it, talk about it, be
Not
about
Not
it.
today. Not today.
Oh, okay. I'll
But
make
just
it there.
in general.
I'll make it there.
Bobby Krell, what's going on?
We need to do a segment of all the countries we visited.
We need to do a segment.
short one.
We need to take a joint vacation to
I did-
Portugal.
Joint
Ooh,
vacation.
a
Don't see that
DLLS
happen. Don't see
Mavs.
that happening.
Wait, what are the
Overseas
Portuguese
trip.
islands? Like Tenerife and the Canary Islands, that's Spain. But there's also like a series
I
of
mean,
Portuguese
I
islands
covered
right over
Team
there.
US. Team USA actually played an exhibition in the Canary Islands.
You know, that's unfair.
That sounds fun.
And I wish that had happened to me.
My day's going pretty well, KG.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
And now that I think about it, that exhibition was against Slovenia, but
Oh,
before
wow. Oh,
Luka
wow.
Doncic was on the team.
He will be a
It
topic
was
of
Beno
conversation.
Udrih's team.
It was Goran Dragic's team.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Stein, how are we on this Tuesday? Good to see you in studio with
Well, we're
us
talking
here.
about Europe and travel, so now my mood is perked up.
You're a little bit better now? Okay, well, good.
Before we got here, GM Ben was sitting in my seat. Tanner, how do you think I reacted to that?
He can't. Yeah, not great. Not great.
He only has a
That's
mic
right.
plug
You're
in with
here, so
3,
we
yeah.
can't talk to Tanner today.
That's
via
how it
microphone.
works.
That's
if
right.
I'm here,
4 slots.
That's
4
right.
slots.
4 mics.
we can't add a fifth mic.
That's
There should
up
be a
to-
special Tanner mic.
Tanner is special. Every day is a special day with Tanner in studio with us. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about here on today's show. As I mentioned, 2 weeks away from training camp beginning in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, boys and girls, as we are just 20 days away from Mavericks basketball happening on the floor. What are we missing when it comes to how good the Mavericks can be this upcoming season, particularly in the Western Conference? I had the good fortune and pleasure of spending some time in Las Vegas this past week, where I talked to a couple of individuals who you might have heard of, Matt Barnes and Jeff Teague of the Club 520 podcast, and of course, Matt Barnes of the All the Smoke podcast, on their thoughts when it came to the Dallas Mavericks and where they fit in the West. Tanner, let's start with Jeff Teague of the Club 520 podcast. Jeff, how good can the Mavericks be in the West this season?
If they can get healthy, they can be the best team in the West. I'm looking for Kyrie to come back. I mean, it's a tough injury to come back from, but I know he's one of the guys who's going to put that work in to come back. And when he gets healthy, they're going to be one of the top teams in the West.
Okay.
If they can get healthy, does anybody not start a sentence about the Dallas Mavericks?
We got more. We got
Watch.
more.
Just keep watching. So you heard Jeff Teague. So if you don't believe him, let's try Matt Barnes of All the Smoke podcast. Matt, how good can the Mavericks be in the West this season?
If they can be healthy, I mean, you know, I felt like obviously losing Luka's a tough loss, but you're getting an Anthony Davis who, when healthy, has proven his worth. And they have a lot of great pieces. You know, Kyrie's starting to get back healthy. This team is a loaded team, and if healthy, love J Kidd. This can be this is a team that can easily represent the Western Conference in the finals, in my opinion.
Okay.
Tell the people I did not see that beforehand.
That's right. You did not see that
No
beforehand.
pre-watch.
So you've heard Jeff Teague of Club 520. You just heard from Matt Barnes of All the Smoke. I got one more for you. If you don't believe either one of these two, check out this guy who you might have heard of who really thinks the Mavericks could be the deepest team in the West this year.
Well, honestly, if they're healthy, they're one of the deepest teams. I mean, if you look at just the front court, how it's loaded with talent, with players, the backcourt. I think they have 2 to 3 players on every position, especially when Kyrie comes back. And I saw him on social media; he's already getting some shots up. So he's going to take care of his body and do everything he can to be out there. So once he comes back and he's the old Kyrie, I mean, this is a heck of a team that's super loaded. And the main thing is can they stay healthy? Can they stay healthy for the long run and get Kyrie back? And but then, like I said, they're as deep as any team. But the West is tough.
Unfortunately, I made a deal with Tanner before the show. Every time anyone said healthy, I would pay Tanner $100. I have now had to sell all of my possessions.
Got it.
Yeah, when our mics were cut, Tim Cato said out loud exactly what I wanted to say. That's the new bell. That's this year's Utah loss. If they're healthy. And Dirk even said it again, I think, at his press conference before the tennis on Saturday.
I said I would take a shot every time somebody did that, so I'm kind of drunk right now. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do my best. That's the show.
So what are we missing? Matt Barnes, Jeff Teague, the GOAT, Dirk Nowitzki himself. What are we missing then when it comes to how good this team? Are we off? Are we off based on what's going on here?
Well, Mark Stein said it. Everybody says if healthy. Also, this is a sampling. Everybody, if you asked, the offseason it's how we coin days? I'm going to coin the offseason as optimistic offseason. Everybody is allowed to be, and tends to be optimistic in the summer before the games actually start, before you can actually watch.
The business they did, the contracts they signed, they achieved their roster objectives this offseason based on the limitations they had, based on the limited financial flexibility they had. You can rewind to, the days before Kyrie did his extension, and there was a lot of apprehension about, are they going to be able to come to terms on a deal that works for everybody? And they did. They basically did the same kind of deal they signed the first time Kyrie signed, and that created just enough flexibility for them to be able to sign D'Angelo Russell, who we're talking about today. They re-signed PJ on a contract that, I think universally is looked at as, a good deal for the Mavs. So, I mean, again, without a lot of flexibility, I mean, the Omax situation is obviously not ideal, that you have to waive Omax to be able to add Dante Exum as an extra ball handler. But for the most part, they made the moves and signed guys at the numbers they were hoping for. So, I mean, there is reason for optimism. And then, of course, the foremost reason is, the 18-year-old who's, again, a very large 18-year-old.
And I can get into it in a second. I can go back over briefly the reasons that I'm a little bit more down on the Mavericks, and even how it is hard. Like, I prefer to be an analyst, somebody reacting, than trying to predict. Prediction is way harder than reaction. Like, analyzing what's happening is a much easier task, in my opinion, certainly to me. But you can go find people who are more doubtful about the Mavericks. I mean, no, I'm not even talking Vegas, which obviously their job is to make money. They're not, there is no bias when they set their lines, except a bias towards capitalism and making sure that their bottom lines are going to eventually earn the money, make sure the books win. But you can go find any number of podcasters that, share our opinions. Yes, we are paid. We have been covering the NBA for a long time to have informed, the best informed opinions that we can. But, you can go find Zach Lowe, who is closer to where the over-under is, Sam Vecini, the folks at the Ringer, Rob Mahoney. You can go down this list of people who are paid to cover the NBA. And, I think that there is more of a consensus that falls closer to where the Vegas lines are than where, these hypothetical asterisk opinions, which is not to say that, I'm just saying there's the asterisks on them is if healthy. I think that if you take aside the if healthy part, that's a different story. A lot of people would have a different feeling, but everything is prefaced. Everything is ringing the bell. That is, are the Mavericks going to be healthy? If they're going to be healthy.
I think, like, number one, it takes fewer smiles to muscle to. Dang it! I really butchered
You was
that.
ready to cook with that line. I
know
felt
it
it too.
takes fewer muscles to smile than it does to frown. All right, that's number one. Number two, players are really hardwired to eliminate any kind of distraction and only focus on the things that they can control. You cannot control whether you get hurt. You can't really control whether the other dude puts the ball in the hoop. All you can control is the way you shoot, the way you defend, the way you play, and the role that you play on the team. And so it makes sense that three former players who all played on super high-level basketball teams and were all very high-level players in the league for a really long time, that they would look at the Mavs and say, well, if they just do everything that they're supposed to do correctly, and if they get a little lucky with injury, then yeah, I think they're going to be awesome. I also share that opinion. I think if the Mavs are healthy, they're going to be really, really good. And so if you can just focus, or they could be really, really good. So if you just focus on the things that are under their control, then I totally believe that they could compete in the West. But there are so many of those, mitigating factors working against them. Kyrie's already serious injury situation, and Anthony Davis's past injury situations, and very likely future injury situations. Like those are things that those two guys can't control. But all of the things that are under the players' control on the Mavs do look pretty favorable, all things considered. It's just you have like a giant storm cloud following you everywhere you go, like you've been like your orcs that have been released from Mordor to go attack Minas Tirith, and Sauron is leading the way with a dark cloud to provide shade for your journey.
With the Nazguls?
With all 9 of them.
What was all that?
You're not a Lord of the Rings guy?
That's a no.
Literature?
You're right, sir. It takes smile viewers to muscle. That's right.
It
You're
takes
exactly-
smile viewers to muscles.
Okay, here's
That's
my
right.
thing then.
That's right.
So smiling is a worse workout. I'm going to be here grinding all my muscles with a frown.
Pause.
Yeah, and you guys,
yeah.
I'm going to be swole.
Tim
by
Cato
just
said, it
frowning
is
around."
lazy to be happy.
Yeah, I am 100% saying that. Get in the gym. Get in the gym, brother.
That's a hell of a take. I think for me, the way that lands is I think the injury concerns that the players on this team have had throughout their history, I think is what the biggest caveat will be all season long. The fact that this team has been assembled with the amount of players that have the kind of injury history concerns leads people to believe that that's going to be the biggest difference between whether or not this team is actually going to perform on the floor. And that is a hell of a wild card.
But I hate to keep belaboring this point, but there's a lot we don't know. There are a lot of variables that we are still in search of, and we're going to get them. Today is September 16th. Media Day is September 29th. Between now and September 29th, we should get a few more data points that help with the forecast of what this team is. Because, look, it's the offseason. NBA teams are not compelled by the rules to give injury updates in the offseason. They don't have to say anything in the offseason if they don't want to. But Media Day, September 29th. Two-a-days start September 30th. And we will gradually start to know more. Like I said, I keep pointing to Media Day, and I'm not naive here. I don't think on Media Day we're going to get an exact timetable of when Kyrie Irving is coming back. I don't even know if that's possible. I was going
to ask Jason Kidd, how many wins are you guys going to have this year? Yeah,
Asking
I want
the
every answer.
real question.
I want all of the answers.
Someone might ask that question.
You guys winning the title or not?
Yeah.
You think Dirk is
Share
a liar?
the script. Share the script.
Don't be a coward.
Does fortune really favor the bold? That's a question as well. But all those questions and some more will be posed 2 weeks from yesterday when it comes to Mavericks Media Day. But from what we hear from folks who watch and, of course, played in the league, a lot of folks high on the Mavericks this upcoming year. We'll find out in the coming days.
They're all muscling.
They are. They are.
Post Elliot's quote. He's right.
What did Elliot say? I'm so ready for basketball. The Cowboys season's already driving me crazy. I'll send you the $20 for that here in a little bit.
NBA basketball.
Thanks so much, Elliot. Appreciate that. Let's take our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, it's deloading season for D'Angelo Russell. What could his impact be for the Mavericks this year? We'll discuss that coming up next.
But first,
I want to talk to you about branded bills. When it comes to looking good, you want to feel good. And when you feel good, you want to show it off to everyone. That's where branded bills comes in. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, branded bills has you covered with performance and style. If you're looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, branded bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. You can start your order today, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need and love. They also have a partnership with 40 colleges as a part of their campus collection, including TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas, where they can use some help at quarterback right now, Arch, when it comes to Steve Sarkisian in the Texas
sources
Longhorns.
say they've also got some DLLS hats that are working.
That's right, that are coming in the coming days and weeks. So make sure you head to brandedbills.com and use code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order. Again, that's BBDLLS for 15% off your first order with Branded Bills today.
Two of my least favorite things in the world, everything being an app and everything requiring two-factor auth, right? I want to know where all of my money is. I got a CD, I got a savings, I got a high yield savings, I got a checking, I got credit cards, I got investments, I got a 401k, I got an IRA. I got all of this stuff, and every single thing requires a password and a website, and I got to remember all this stuff. I don't have that kind of time. It stresses me out just thinking about it, let alone tracking my actual money. But Monarch Money eliminates all of that hassle. It is all of my money, all of that information, all of my goals, my tracking, my spending, my saving, everything all in one place. It's my own personal financial command center, and it makes tracking all this stuff a breeze. Money is a huge source of stress for me and for so many people. Whether you're trying to save, whether you're trying to pay off things, whether you're trying to set goals for yourself, Monarch Money is going to help you with that every step of the way. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. Again, that's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code DLLS.
Coming up here in about 13 minutes, we will dial up the Stein line with our national NBA insider, Mark Stein, where Luka is doing some more talking, this time to the Wall Street Journal. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But before we get there, let's talk about D'Angelo Russell, who the former number 2 overall pick back in 2015 signed a deal this summer to join the Dallas Mavericks to help out until Kyrie Irving comes back. D'Angelo Russell last year played and averaged nearly 13 points per game, nearly 3 rebounds, and had over 5 assists per contest in what was 58 games for him and nearly 26 minutes per contest. This is a player who has a chance to make an impact not only for this team, but also for his future bank account if all things go well for him this year and beyond. Bobby Carella, what does D'Angelo Russell's season potentially start to look like in a Dallas Mavericks uniform?
Oh, baby. My one big thing for D'Angelo Russell is everyone's got to prove it. You got to prove it. D'Lo can prove it on this deal. He's got a player option. He took what is clearly in my opinion, a pretty significant discount to come play in Dallas on a 1-year deal with the player option for year 2. D'Lo, if you go out and prove that you're much closer to the all-star caliber player that you've been in the past and less so the kind of streaky, inconsistent, potential journeyman style path that you've been on the last couple of years, then there's a huge payday waiting for you next offseason. For the Mavs, prove it. You know, the Mavs believe that they have the kind of front court and wing presence and depth all across the roster that they can just kind of do the hold it down thing without Kyrie all season. So let's bring in D'Lo on essentially a stopgap contract as a stopgap starting point guard who can then come off the bench whenever Kyrie's back. Can the Mavs prove that they're right? Like there's a lot riding on D'Lo, both for him and also for this front office, because I feel like he has kind of become like the symbol of their whole thing. Like they really prioritize rim defense, rim presence, size, length, athleticism, less so the playmaking that was kind of the hallmark of the team that just went to the finals a couple years ago, or actually a year ago. Oh my God, time crawls and flies and everything.
Right.
June 2024 feels a long
oh my God,
time
so long
in the
ago.
rear view mirror.
And so that's the thing, you know, can D'Lo prove to the league, to all the haters, all the naysayers, that he is still that guy and make himself a whole lot of money? And then also, can the Mavs prove to all the haters and all the naysayers that they're still that guy? And D'Lo comes in and holds it down.
If we rewind to this June, at the price points we're talking about, which D'Lo ended up getting the taxpayer mid-level of $5.7 million, but whether it's the taxpayer mid-level or minimum deals, there was a strong feeling in many corners of the league that Chris Paul would be the best available point guard in that category. Now, Chris Paul ended up having to settle for the minimum to go to the Clippers, but, there were some overtures from the Mavericks to Chris Paul's camp. Chris Paul made it known that if he was going to play one more season, he wanted it to be in LA where he lives, or Phoenix was as far away as he was willing to stray from home. But we talked about this earlier in the summer. The messaging I got back was, okay, yes, the Mavs did have a level of interest in Chris Paul, but there was also a belief within the organization that D'Angelo Russell would be the best fit at that price point. D'Lo is the player that the Mavs zeroed in on pretty early. He eventually became the number one target in free agency for that $5.7 million slot. Once Kyrie took the deal he took, that made it possible for the Mavs to add that. And now, as Bobby laid out, it's up to D'Angelo Russell to live up to that, to validate the Mavs' belief that he has a history, obviously playing with Anthony Davis with the Lakers. The Mavericks believed that D'Lo would be the best fit. Now let's see if he can prove it, because I think he is going to be the opening night starter and get the chance.
The way that Dallas took this, the route they took to find a replacement for Kyrie, I agree. I think D'Angelo was the best option on the market. He was better than Malcolm Brogdon, who I think was a runner-up.
Malcolm Brogdon just took a training camp deal with the Knicks.
That's right.
So
I know he was on their radar. I don't know where. I know that they were also interested in Drew Holiday, and in some ways, D'Angelo is more of somebody that can fill in as a Kyrie type. You guys want a stat? You guys want a stat that shows one way that Kyrie and D'Angelo are a little bit different? So one thing we talk a lot about is like driving to the rim. Get to the rim. Can you get into the paint? Can you collapse a defense? Can you make them rotate? Can you make them adjust to you? And last season, D'Angelo Russell drove less often than Kyrie. It was about 12 drives per 100 possessions as compared to Kyrie's 16. I have a stat from Second Spectrum called blow-by percentage, which I think is a pretty intuitive stat. It's like the percentage of time that when you drove, you just put your defender behind you, your man defender. He is gone, eliminated, and now the rest of the defense is going to have to adapt to it. For D'Angelo Russell, it was 19%. For Kyrie Irving, it was 34%. So not quite double, but pretty close to twice as often. Kyrie Irving was able to eliminate the defender in front of him, and that has a trickle down into how the defense has to respond and then what the offense is able to do. So I do think that is something that we're going to, that is a huge difference. I saw chat talking about the differences between D'Lo and Kyrie, and certainly sometimes by counting stats, they look a little bit similar. D'Lo is clearly not the player that Kyrie is. But here's a very tangible example. D'Lo is not someone who drives as often. And when he does drive, he is not as effective at changing the way the defense is going to react, at really warping and morphing the defensive help. Just if anybody is curious, Brandon Williams drove 18 times per 100 possessions, which was more than Kyrie last season. His blow-by rate was about 30%, so lower than Kyrie, but quite a bit higher than D'Lo. So there is an example of, just one big difference. One big difference I think we're going to see is that D'Lo as a shooter, as a spot-up guy, and as a shot creator, I think he will have an effective season, an efficient season, pulling up for threes. And that's important in the modern NBA.
How do you think it's going to go? Let's fast forward to March or February, March, and Kyrie's back. How much are we going to see D'Lo and Kyrie together in the same backcourt?
If healthy, not very often.
I would say hopefully not a lot if Kyrie's healthy.
If healthy, Tanner.
I see.
The bell is actually broken. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
thank you.
But
Tanner.
his mic doesn't work, so no one heard that. Is that what you're telling us?
You can hear it. You can hear it.
Probably hear it over here.
No, you can hear it.
Yeah, we could definitely.
I mean, Mark, what's the biggest concern about the Dallas Mavericks going into next season?
Hang on.
Is it creation?
Shot creation.
I think it is plausible.
Shot creation and 3-point shooting are up there.
I think it is a little bit more plausible than we think that Dallas. Do we think Brandon Williams and D'Angelo Russell are going to play together?
No.
Probably not.
I would say they'll as a duo they'll play fewer than 100
I
minutes.
guess my
together
point is,
this
if
season.
D'Lo is really the second best 3-point shooter on this team, as I'm seeing suggested in the chat, there will probably have to be times that he and Kyrie share the court.
It depends on what identity.
Depending on the sitch, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the
Is that
identity that you want to
acceptable
lead
in
into.
KD?
No.
Sitch is no. That's
Dude, come on. What's the sitch?
That's a known abbreviation.
You're a grown-ass man. Please
Dude, what's
stop.
the sitch?
Is
Is
he?
like
Please stop.
I didn't call it a sitchy. I called it a sitch.
Either one, you got to relax. Either
Okay,
one.
Sitch is a very
No.
well-known
It is.
abbrev.
He's also in his mid-30s. He's got to stop.
No,
D'Angelo-
that's precisely when you start dialing it up. Just wait till I turn 40, pal.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got
Don't
it.
you get cornier and more unk as you age?
Did you
Isn't that
just
the
say-
entire
did
concept
you really
of unk?
just go with more unk just now?
More unk.
Did you really
Yeah.
just do that?
By the way, unk is an abbreviation of the
I
word
know
uncle.
that. I
What
know
does it stand
that.
for?
Uncle.
Oh.
Wow. By the way, D'Angelo Russell in his career,
I thought it stood for unclear.
which is what's happening pretty much right about now. D'Angelo Russell in his career averages over 17 points per game. Career 36.5% three-point shooter as well, but just a 43% career shooter overall from the field. Interestingly enough, the Mavericks do have a lack of three-point shooting on this team, so D'Angelo can definitely help in that department. Last year, though, only in 58 games, only shot 31.4% from downtown, so he's going to have to clearly up that when it comes to his shooting for this team, because this team, in a lot of ways, when it comes to Kyrie Irving being replaced, the scoring for D'Angelo Russell, I believe, is what the Mavericks are going to be looking for a lot. They believe also with his length as a guard of his size can help out a little bit on the defensive end. I'm still a little skeptical when it comes to D'Angelo Russell as a defensive player at this stage in his career, but at 6'4", 6'5", can provide some length at that position.
I mean, to me, the media day priorities are speaking to Kyrie and AD and D Live because of their health situations, but I would put D'Lo's press availability up there because.
What do you want to learn from D'Angelo?
Well, I just want. I mean, we really haven't heard from him. I know he's done some podcasts, but we haven't had a chance to speak to him since he's become a Mav. And no, I don't want to know that. I
need to know that someone on this team likes listening to music. I need to know that.
Well, maybe you should be
right
the
now,
one that
I know
asks
one guy's music habits. It's Cooperflagg, and he doesn't listen to music. All right? I need someone to speak up
Okay.
and write the record.
Well, maybe you should ask that question during media day.
is someone going to ask Najee Marshall what his new nickname should be?
I'm sure
He
that'll
needs
come
one.
up.
I got my own ideas. Najee, hop on the show. I'll share them with you, buddy.
The Naj.
Regarding D'Lo's shooting
In the chat,
numbers,
let us
The
know
Nosh.
what Mav do you most want us to have on the show. Is it? I saw someone was calling for B Will earlier. Is it Najee? Is it B Will? Like
Ooh, okay.
who
Ryan Nimhard. Well, he's already been on, but I'll bring him back anytime. He's welcome
We
back.
had Ryan.
D'Lo shooting. Re is another abbreviation, by
Yes,
the
that's
way.
good. I'll allow it.
So
it's Latin,
I'll
isn't
allow
it?
it.
D'Lo
No,
30.
that's just Latin. That's not an abbreviation. That's different. In re something here. I can look
regarding
Regarding.
RE : is short for regarding.
Regarding, yes.
What do you mean?
This up. Oh, is that
dude?
all it is?
This guy's
Yes.
never opened an
Yeah.
email in his life. Anyway,
It is
and I
two
know that
primary
because I
Latin-derived
have
meanings.
I have emailed you before,
in
and you
the
don't
matter
respond. You don't respond to my emails.
It's in the matter of when used in legal
I don't
documents
care.
in re.
I don't care.
It is Latin.
Here's what I have to say about D'Lo's
Hell
shooting
yeah.
numbers.
Wow.
30. Most words that we use in English are Latin or Greek.
I'm
right?
just saying this one is even
They're
more
trying to
directly
outshout
Latin.
the
That's
Cowboys show.
31.4% from three.
We're trying to be the
Last
Cowboy
year,
show.
Playing with
Got it.
really poor shot creation around him for the most part. Like in Brooklyn, there just wasn't a lot of shot creation. And so it is a cause and effect thing. Even if you're a really good shooter, if you don't have a lot of good shot creation around you, you're going to struggle. It's a cause and effect thing. Mark, to bring it back to Lord of the Rings, Denethor gets his hands on a Palantir, one of the Seeing Stones of Mordor. Sauron starts giving him information about what Mordor is planning, and boom, the next thing you know, you've destabilized Gondor and have weakened the West. So it is one of those things. Everything it is cause and effect. Cause and effect.
The prefix re on email subjects is an abbreviation of the Latin in re, indicating the email is a reply or is in the manner of the original message.
Or you could
I'm
just
just educating
Sarah's
my followers.
translating the
Sarah's
Latin in the chat. She's like 5 steps ahead of you.
Exactly. You just
Good to have a lawyer
got to
weighing
say, she'll help you out here. D'Angelo Russell got a big season ahead of him. He's got a chip on his shoulder to try to help the Mavericks until Kyrie Irving comes back later on this year. Let's take our next break here on our show today. When we
Read
come
a
back,
dictionary during the break, Tim.
we'll dial up the Stein line with our national NBA insider, Mark Stein, where Luka Doncic dropped his second weight loss photo shoot, this time, Nick Angstadt, with Wall Street Journal. What he had to say about his chances with the Lakers, but more importantly, his thoughts on the trade. All that coming up next.
If you want to become a diehard, which I believe is a Latin term for...
Do the read. Just do the read.
It's not a read. It's a I just talk about the diehard.
That's about the merch sale.
Do that.
Talk about the merch sale. I can talk about the merch sale. We are doing a merch sale. No, we call it our locker now, correct?
That's the name of the website. Yeah, it's the DLLS locker.
Yeah. If you hit up the DLLS locker, you could hit up the lockers for the other cities as well. But you listen to us. You want our merch, and quite frankly, don't tell the other sites that said this. Our merch is the best.
It's the best.
We're doing a 20% off all city warehouse sale right now. For podcast listeners, we've got right up on it's up to 85% off. So I know podcasts can't read this graphic or see these beautiful garments that are up on our
screen.
Some
stuff up to 85% off.
Up to 85%. Like we're clearing out the entire inventory.
That's right.
It is time. It is time that if you've been sitting on it, quite frankly, Bobby, I know you were talking to a diehard recently who signed up a year ago and then never cashed in their free shirt.
Yep.
And you could do that. You could just if you
are
a diehard, or if you become a diehard today, tomorrow, yesterday, you have the ability to get a free choice of your choosing that comes with the membership.
Free choice.
It comes additionally to the membership, and that's just like a few things that you get. I mean, members only Discord, a lot of fun in there. Obviously, all the written material, all the exclusive premium content that is on the website. You get a 20% off all events and merch. So. Actually, I don't know. I cannot promise you 20% stacks. It probably does. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. But what I can tell you is that all the merch is there. It's never been at such a deal, at such a discount. So go check it out, especially if you're a diehard. And if you're not one, alldlls.com/diehard. Sign up, join us. Love y'all.
Before we dial up the Stein line, we want to say congratulations to Dallas Wings superstar point guard Paige Bueckers for winning the 2025 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She garnered 70 of the 72 votes.
Shouldn't she have been unanimous?
I agree. Sonia Citron, I agree.
Ali Jawad was given a vote. That's why Sonia Citron got at least one of those two votes.
Can I put my foot down and say
that's not true, is it?
No.
He was not given a vote. But if he had a vote, he would have given
I think
Sonia
one of the dumbest media things we pay attention to is whether things are unanimous or not. I don't care. Just vote the right person in. That's all I care about.
I mean, there is
but you're not that person. Maybe it matters to her.
Yeah,
I don't know if it does or doesn't.
You think Paige cares that one person didn't vote for her? And
if you win 70 and someone else. If you win 70-2, wasn't that the vote?
That's right,
70-2. I would
get out of here, Joel.
I would imagine it's human nature to win a vote 70-2 and say, what did those two people not see?
That's such a cynical worldview. 70 of 72 people
Don't act
thought
like
you would be
been around
best.
athletes who aren't petty enough to be like, who were the two that didn't vote for me as
Okay, well,
Rookie
that
of the
matters
Year?
to you. What I am telling you, to me, it does not matter. And until Paige comes out and says, this really matters to me, and we need
I don't think she's ever going to say that.
She's never going to say that.
Well, if she's petty enough, then she will. Why are we taking up her crusade that we don't even know
because
about?
fans love their faves, dude. Come on. You know that.
I just think it's silly.
Because she had to carry this city through a really rough basketball summer.
And she got rewarded with the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Won 72 zip.
I agree.
Who cares?
It should have been Sonia Citron. Well, we do. But
you guys are arguing Paige did.
You're arguing no one should care, and we're saying, well, we kind of do. It's sort of funny.
We very clearly said we are not speaking for her.
That's right.
We are just. We are
as
just.
Long as we're okay.
We are just.
Put it in the chat. Does unanimous voting? Do you care whether the right number of media voters vote as long as the person gets the award?
I think the two voters should come on our show and
that's a great
defend
point.
their decision. The DLS Wings podcast.
Who they are.
On what is today? Tuesday? On Thursday at 4.
But yes, congratulations to Paige Bueckers for winning the WNBA Rookie of the Year, which she received on the Jennifer Hudson show. So congratulations to her. Let's dial up the sideline with our national NBA insider, Mark Stein, where we are 2 weeks away from training camp, and the trade that happened on February 1st will not go away because a certain 77 this time talked to the Wall Street Journal about
Okay, well, let's be clear. This interview was done at the same time as all the other interviews. It's just the story's coming out now, which I think was smart by the Wall Street Journal because we're much closer to the NBA season and they can drop it as their answer to an NBA preview, but it's not a new tour. I think all of these interviews were done in the same basic ballpark, but kudos to the Wall Street Journal magazine. Got some great quotes out of Luka. I mean, I'm going to read the one I tweeted earlier today, and then Tanner can share another one, but give me just a second here for the old man to find how to operate his phone. I mean, this was Luka on being traded in February without warning. Quote, "I didn't know how to react, how to act, what to say. It was a lot of shock. I felt Dallas was my home. I had many friends there. The fans always supported me. I didn't want to upset Dallas fans, and I didn't want to upset Laker fans." Reaction?
Another non-unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Good point.
Failure to receive 2 votes against Trae Young.
I honestly forgot about that because all I remember was, oh, yeah, Luka won Rookie of the Year.
Got it. I felt like Dallas was my home.
I mean, we saw that on April 9th with his reaction to the pregame video. But, again, I mean, it's one of the hardest things about this it's got to be one of the hardest things about this for Mavs fans and everyone who loved having 77 here is that he didn't want to go.
Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about the kind of situation that AD was thrust into because he shows up to this new city after being traded away in the middle of the night by the team that he won a title with. And unlike Luka, who gets to go to LA where everyone is thrilled to have him, or at least almost everyone is thrilled to have him, he comes here where almost everyone is not thrilled that he's here. Everyone is really, really angry that he's here. So AD is just kind of like, what the heck? From Luka's standpoint, he still has another 5-10 years of his prime left, and who knows how long he plays, but he's got a really, really long time ahead of him in his career, and maybe he goes on to achieve unbelievable things. But even if he never wins a championship, let's say he never even makes another All-NBA team, like that trade is going to be the thing that he gets asked about, that gets talked about, that is just going to forever be a part of his life. And if that were me, I would just be really annoyed. I would just be really annoyed by that. I didn't ask for that. I didn't want this. This is something that's going to follow me forever.
Well, when he wins his first ring or 2, don't you think it will fade at that point?
Well, no, it's just going to be a thing. It's just going to be a thing,
I mean, maybe here.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But I don't know that he will be. If he does in LA what I think he's going to do, I don't know that he'll be constantly be facing those questions. They'll still be right now. They're all being thrown at him.
I think if you experience the emotions of a very visceral betrayal, and that's how it was received by him, you're always going to remember that to the degree that he's going to keep being asked about it. I don't know, but
do you want to be part of whether even if you're good from it and you come out looking great and all that stuff? I just don't want to be part of the worst or most controversial or dumbest or most evil trade of all time. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be a part of that
from Anthony Davis's perspective.
Yeah,
more
that
than
sucks
Luka's.
for him too. AD does not deserve that.
No, and AD has handled this whole thing with absolute grace.
Yeah,
I mean, when he's been on the floor, I mean, we saw in the play-in game. I mean, he was dragging himself through that game and tried to get the Mavs in the playoffs when he was nowhere near 100%.
Mm-hmm. Even his first words when he was traded to Dallas was that, look, I understand what Luka meant to this franchise. I'm not here to replace him, but I'm here now. And he's done everything that he's trying to do within his power, to be the kind of player that he is accustomed to being. But yeah, for Anthony Davis, he will forever be known as the guy that was traded, for Luka Doncic in this case, and how those two legacies play themselves out over the next several years will be a course that we will discuss. at length.
But and also like the toxic affirmation too. Like
Yes.
the people, well, whatever, reporters will go to Luka and be like, can you believe they gave up on you? What is your message? Like, I just don't want that kind of energy or perspective in my life ever. I personally don't, and maybe Luka does, because so many athletes, like, I took that personally. Like they want to use that as fuel.
That will drive him.
Maybe it is, and if so, that's great, and I'm happy for him. But I just think I don't really think that's like a fulfilling. I just don't think that's fulfilling. You know, like Dennis Smith Jr. Whenever it was I think it might have been maybe his rookie year. Someone asked him about the doubters. You know, hey Dennis, what do you think about what's your message to the haters? He's like, dude, I don't care. I just want to prove the people that believe in me right. Like, that's what I want to do.
Okay, I 100% agree, but this is a really funny thing to say after you just argued that two more people should have voted for Paige.
Well, I'm not arguing. I don't care if two people vote. I don't care.
You do see it, though,
I was
right?
just being oppositional to you because I thought it was good banter.
It was good banter.
I don't
but
care.
Now you are making the flip side of that.
Well, sure. I don't care who argues for any award. I don't personally value awards at all. Very famously, I don't like awards. But like, I doubt that Luka wants to spend the next 20 years of his life with everyone coming up to him and be like, oh, I can't believe they traded you, bro. Like, yeah, no, me neither. It sucked when they traded me. Like, don't remind me of it.
One of the quotes that was interesting from this, as far as his conversation was concerned, on if he'll ever have closure from being traded from Dallas, he said, quote, I think it will always be strange. I don't know if someday I will have closure or not. For sure, it will always be weird, end quote. So for him, he's still wrestling with the idea of what closure could look like.
Yeah, no, look, there were a lot of good quotes in the story. I would just say media tour or no media tour. I mean, I think he's an MVP favorite, and I think he's going to have a monster season. And if you watch
the narrative's in place,
and if you watched him in Eurobasket, he looks very, very good, and was playing again with by far the weakest team he has ever had around him, and he was a more vocal leader than we've ever seen. That team of very limited ability rallied around him, and they gave Germany, until the final, the best game Germany has seen, and Slovenia's roster is nowhere near Turkey's roster. So, you know, I think I think the Lakers will be a 50-win team, and if they are, I think he is going to be at the forefront of the MVP race at a minimum.
Speaking of Eurobasket, Germany won the 2025 Eurobasket, someone who's very familiar, obviously, with playing in international competition. Dirk Nowitzki, of course, spent 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. Here's what Luka had to say, part of his Wall Street Journal interview, on what he learned from number 41 during his time in Dallas.
That first season, you played alongside fellow European Dirk Nowitzki. What was the one thing he taught you?
Professionalism, how professional he was with everything, even in his 21st season, He had the whole routine every day, start this, that time, he would start at that time. So just the routine was unbelievable to see.
So Luka reflecting on the time that he spent with Dirk Nowitzki in the only year that they played together, of course, back in 2018 and 19. But at the same time, he has a chance now to continue his legacy with the Los Angeles Lakers, while Anthony Davis tries to help Nico Harrison create one here in terms of a championship for the Dallas Mavericks. But it has been a very interesting summer to watch how all this is played out in real time, the whole body transformation, quote unquote, the interviews that he has done. Obviously, Mark mentioning the Eurobasket.
I want a body transformation. I just don't want to do any of the work.
I want Laura Best-Seeger to manage my career. That's what I want at this point, because the way that she has gone about helping out Luka Doncic this summer has been nothing short of brilliant in a lot of ways. So good for him and his team. But that will be something that we'll keep watch specifically here, because when we are in Vegas in October, when the Mavericks take on the Lakers at T-Mobile Arena, we will be there. So we can't wait for that in about a month. Actually, a month from yesterday.
Back in Vegas.
That's right. One more time. Make sure you follow our guy Mark Stein at the Steinline on X.
And one last thing before my segment closes. Mm-hmm. Everyone in the chat, if you are also a subscriber to my Substack, please, please, please hit me with your Western Conference predictions, 1 to 15 ladder. There's a story link. I need to get to 100 submissions by Sunday, and I would love to hear your 1 to 15 predictions. I'm going to post my East 1 to 15, and I want you to help me get to 100 100 ballots in the West. Thank
I'll
you.
fill that out.
Thank you.
Let's do
Please
that on the show tomorrow, and then I'll
sure.
send in my
Yes,
sub.
please do it on the show.
I'll send in my submission because
Yes.
I'm a sub to this to the.
Same.
I'm subbed to the Stein.
Do it on the show,
Substack.
1 to 15, and then please put it in permanent ink.
We will do that.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's show.
I will give all the correct answers.
And also,
Because you
That's
can
what I'm
predict the
about to do
future.
next segment.
okay, that's right. Because it's Trivia Tuesday, boys and
That's
girls.
right.
The Corral, it
I
is.
forgot.
That's right.
Yes.
The Corellustrator going
joy.
to take us through some Mavericks trivia to try to stump us and you on today's show. We do that next.
I'm going to do the ball knower bonus.
Ball knower bonus.
Hey, the ball knower bonus. So, like Tim was saying, hey, we got this warehouse sale going on our site right now. Now, when you go to the DLLS locker to purchase some of that sweet merch that is on sale up to 85% off, well, hey, that means that everything is cheap. But if you activate the ball knower bonus, you can get even more bang for your buck. So what that is, right whenever you enter the website, click the ball knower bonus button. You predict the outcome of a sporting event. So, for example, you could have said, hey, I'm a big believer in Russell Wilson and picked the Giants to beat the Cowboys. Well, you would have been a loser. If you picked the Cowboys to beat the Giants, you would have been a big winner, and you would have been instantly given a gift card to match what you just spent, as long as you spend at least $25. So with this being warehouse sale right now, you go on the site, you can get like 4 or 5 shirts for the price of like 2. It's like a crazy good deal. You activate the ball knower bonus, you get your prediction right. Boom, you get 4 or 5 more shirts. Instant value of what you just spent immediately applied to your account that you can then use to get even more of that sweet merchandise, baby. So go to the website and activate that sucker right now after the show. Not right now, in a few minutes.
We also want you to become part of your community, and the best way to do that is to support Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We are celebrating and supporting them all month long here at the All-City Network and across DLLS Sports. Just a moment together can build their resilience. It takes little to be big. Visit bbbs.org. In lieu of our super chats this week, we ask that you donate to Big Brothers, Big Sisters during BBBS month here at DLLS Sports. Again, visit bbbs.org to learn how you can become a big and make a difference in a youth's life. Let's finish up our show here today. Thank you to all of you joining us here on our program. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports, and find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts for free. Just search DLLS Mavs, give it a 5-star rating, and write a review for it while you're there. It is time for Trivia Tuesday, though, here on our fine program. The Corellustrator himself is going to try to stump you and us with some Mavs trivia.
That's right. Okay, so with the season around the corner, I decided, you know what? It's the 25-26 year. Let's go back in time. And so today's trivia questions are all about the 05-06 Mavs.
Oh, okay, wow, I like that.
So we're hopping in a time machine,
Although
going
I
back
don't know that team well.
20 years.
I was not watching the NBA at all in 2006.
All right, so then put all your money on KG and Mark Stein.
But I've also written a book about the Mavs, so maybe
put some of your money on Tim.
Your bike's on now?
Me and Tanner are a team. Yeah, me and Tanner are a team on this.
Okay, all right.
All right. Stein, no peeking. I trust you, but no peeking. Number 1, Jason Terry led the team, and Dirk Nowitzki was second on the team in 3-pointers made. Who was third on the 05-06 Mavs?
What's the 2? Jason Terry?
Dirk and Jet. Well, it was Jet 1 and Dirk 2.
Okay.
Tanner's guess is Jerry Stackhouse.
I was also going to say Stackhouse.
Stein's guess is Jerry Stackhouse.
I'm going to go with Tanner, Jerry Stackhouse.
Austin Crocier.
The correct answer is Keith Van Horn.
Oh, wow.
Keith Van Horn made 50 3-pointers that season.
That's all it took to be third on the team?
Last year,
53?
Last year, 9 Mavs made at least 53.
How many did Stack make?
I should really have this information pulled up right now, so I'm going to hop into the Basketball Reference archives, Mark Stein, and I will let you know Jerry Stackhouse that season made 36 3-pointers.
Jeez, man. That's just a different...
Devin Harris, by the way, who was he played 1,200 minutes. He shot 21 threes that year.
I should have guessed Eric Dampier. How many did
threes.
he have?
Eric Dampier went 0 for 0 that year.
Man.
All right, number 2.
All right.
Well, Mark Cuban actually told me Eric Dampier is going to shoot jumpers next year.
That's true. Yeah. The Mavs won 50 games in 05-06. They won 60 for the season, but they won 50 games when leading after the third quarter. They had a 50-4 record when they had the lead after the third quarter. Wow. True or false? That is the most such wins in franchise history.
False.
If false, name the season where they won more.
06-07.
I was gonna,
you
I was
stole
gonna
all
say,
of it. Yeah,
I was going to say the
that's
same thing.
exactly what I was going to say. The following season.
Yeah, I was going to say false.
Yeah, I'll
and
say
then-
false.
Y'all are in agreement.
06-07.
Tanner, do you agree or do you disagree?
It could.
Tanner agrees.
Yeah.
That is correct. It is 53 such wins in 06-07. But 50-4 when leading after the third quarter
That's
is
unreal.
it's wild. And the 05-06 Mavs won a lot of clutch games too. So a lot of those games were close like throughout. And they still won. That's just one of the all-time great closing teams
Okay, I got a quick 30-second question.
until the finals. Yeah.
So the 06-07 Mavs broken the NBA wins record? If they had, because they won 60.
No, they
started off
remember-
0-4.
They started off 0-4.
But I'm saying, like, if they win half the games, they would have won. How many games they won?
They won 67. So they would have needed what? They would have needed six
Six
more.
more
the
wins?
record at that time was
72.
I mean, they could have got there, but they also won. They won a lot of games by 2. I mean, so many of those games were close.
Yeah.
Dirk was just.
I mean,
that
when you're
good, man.
67-15, it's hard to say, yeah, you should have won 6 more games.
Well, it would have been nice if they would have won one more game right at the end of the year against the
Mm.
Golden State Warriors. That would have been really nice.
Mm.
Okay, opening night of the 05-06 season, the Mavs went to Phoenix. They won 111-108 in double overtime on opening night, okay, against the Suns. 6 players in that game, 2 Mavs and 4 Suns, played at least 44 minutes, okay? Can you name those players?
Nash,
Amari.
Stoudemire,
Marion.
Nash is 1. Marion is 1. Amari Stoudemire is not.
Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki is 1.
Jason Terry.
Amari did not play that season. He was hurt.
Oh, that's right.
Jason Terry is not one of them.
I was about to say Raja Bell.
Raja Bell is one of them,
Let's
Tanner.
go,
Tanner.
I had the Joe Johnson. Was he?
No,
he was in
came to the-
Atlanta,
he
but
came to
he
So
the
was
we're
in
season
missing
later.
Atlanta.
one Mav and one Sun.
Boris Dio.
No,
It wasn't Jason Terry, you said?
it was not Jason
Josh
Terry.
Howard.
It was Josh Howard.
Okay.
Josh Howard played 50 minutes on opening night.
50 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On opening night.
So we got Nash, Marion, Bell, and Grant Hill.
No. Grant Hill was later.
So we're missing the Phoenix Suns. We're missing.
Yep.
Not Shaq.
Channing Frye.
Shaq wasn't
That's
a
a
Sun
joke.
yet.
That's
I
a
don't
joke.
think yet.
He comes later.
Oh, man.
It would have been who would have been? Was it their 2 guard?
05,
Was it the Phoenix 2 guard?
Technically, Raja Bell, I
No.
believe, was the 2 guard.
And then Marion.
Why can't I
and
picture
then
Tim
Noah.
Thomas?
No,
Oh, I
that's a
almost
good
said
guess.
I almost said Tim
That is a
Thomas.
good
I
guess.
should've-
Joe Johnson was gone already.
That is also not correct. I will give you a hint.
Just say it.
Okay.
Is it Shaq
No,
or
no,
Matt
I want the
Barnes?
hint
I'll
first.
give you a
I'm saying
hint.
those from
This player went on to become an executive.
Steve Kerr.
No.
James Jones.
Oh.
It is James
yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
James
Kevin
Jones.
Gray
Yeah.
takes it.
James, how many minutes did he play?
James Jones played more than 44. He played like 46 or something. I don't have the box
Let's
score
go.
pulled up.
Wow.
Barbosa, Tim Thomas, Travis Outlaw. A bunch of good names in chat.
All right. So that night, opening night of the 05-06 season, here are 4 of the Mavericks starters: Dirk, Josh Howard, Jason Terry, Eric Dampier. Can you name the 5th starter that night?
Adrian Griffin.
No.
And Waterhole Nahara.
No.
Keith Van Horn.
No.
What?
Huh? Greg Buckner? No.
Oh, great guess.
This is I'm not going to lie, this is a deep cut.
Say him again.
Samuel
Dirk?
Dallenberg.
Josh Howard, Jason Terry, Eric Dampier.
Antoine Rigaudot.
No.
Good guess.
It's a guard.
Wasn't
I
he a
guess
guard?
it is a guard, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Say him again.
Antoine Rigaudot was a guard.
Dirk.
Yeah, he was
Dirk,
a guard, right?
Josh Howard, Jason Terry, Eric Dampier.
And it obviously wasn't Devin Harris.
Who
You
was
said
the
it's a
point
deep cut.
guard?
Not Devin Harris.
Would it have been?
Marquise
It wasn't-
Daniels.
no.
It wasn't
Good guess.
Stackhouse.
Lion
and-
Star.
It was
Alan
not Stackhouse.
Henderson.
It was not Alan
Alan
Anderson. Alan
Anderson
Anderson
was a
was
good
on the
guess.
previous
Okay.
year's
yeah.
Mavs
Oh,
team.
wow.
No, it's not Daryl Armstrong, Mason Moneyball.
It's
Nope.
a guard.
It's a
Who
good
is
guess.
it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Sagana Jop. No.
Is it a guard?
It is a guard.
Who is it?
Right?
05-06.
I don't know that team
Avery
like that.
Johnson.
No. He was the coach.
He was the coach. Wait, what?
player coach just on opening
Player
night.
coach Avery Johnson. Ryan, you got an answer?
All right,
Ryan
you got-
Nimhart.
you got-
Ryan
Who?
Nimhart.
Say it.
5th starter on opening night was
Dan Dicko.
In 05-06. Damn.
Doug Christie.
Oh my
wow.
god!
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! And it's like literally his son's on the team right now. and
That's
we're forgetting.
not true. That is not true.
Wait a minute. Max Christie isn't Doug Christie's son, is
I
he?
literally just said that's not
Okay.
true.
All right.
It's not true.
I'm going to beat you up.
This is a terrible trivia
He was
Tuesday.
on the Mavs for like
Oh, because
7 games or something.
Because Bill Winnington's not an answer for you. This
Yeah,
is
ask
a bad
a question about
Yeah, this
the
has been
80s.
a tough showing for you today, Mark. Come on. All right, lock in for this last one. Okay.
The
Okay.
answer is going to piss me off.
Brandon
Who
Wright.
Which player on the this is kind of a trick question, but I'll accept.
They've all been trick questions.
Which player had the highest salary on the 2005-2006 Dallas Mavericks?
Eric Dampier.
Dampier.
Keith Van
No,
Horn.
no. Kind of. All right? Kind of. That is my hint.
Kind of. Stackhouse?
No.
Man, I felt
Keith
good.
Van Horn kind of
It should
had
have been Dirk at
the
that
highest
point. Still.
salary.
Wait, can I stop down? And yes, Doug Christie is not Max and Cam's dad.
Yeah,
But
no,
Shahid in the
he's-
comment, Shahid in the comment says apparently Clay confused that. I don't
Oh,
remember
wow.
this.
What?
But I need to any more information about how this happened. I need to go back to this moment.
What's
where
the lore?
Clay messed
These
it up.
questions
Clay
are
really
all.
did-
That is
No,
the
Kind
most
of, Mark.
Clay thing of
You
all time.
should know this answer, Mark. Keith Van Horn kind of had the highest salary.
Jason Kidd.
No.
No.
I
was not
have
on the
no
team.
clue.
I don't know.
No. Antoine Jameson by then was on
I don't know what you mean by
Wizards.
kind of. They had to guarantee his deal later, but no.
No. It was not Jet.
Well, I'm going to stick with
How
my
is
answer
it
with
not
Keith Van
Dirk
Horn
in
then.
05-06?
Dirk was not making a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of
still
money
with
in
Keith Van Horn
05-06.
then.
That's why.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was back for the time, and
just
even for now, he was making a lot of money.
Oh,
in
yeah,
05-06,
yeah.
Dirk was making
I think
13
Lion Star
million.
is correct. It's
Is the
Michael
answer
Finley
in the
was
chat?
amnesty.
It is Michael Finley, who was not even on the team, had a salary of $15.9 million.
Damn, they ate that
buckaroos.
much?
Yeah, that's
They
a
ate nearly $16 million for him to not be on the team.
that's
go
the going
sign
rate
with
for
the
a
Spurs.
seventh man these days.
Yep. Keith Van Horn was making $15.7 million. He was the highest paid active player. Michael Finley's salary still counted against the Mavs. Back in those days, you could just make a guy's contract disappear. You still had to pay him, but it didn't count against the
It's
cap.
official. I'm washed and can't remember anything.
Josh
The idea-
Howard, by the way, on that year's Mavs team, Josh Howard made $924,000.
Well, he was
Wow.
he was on his rookie deal as the 29th pick or whatever.
Yeah, that was his. Wait a minute, where's Josh Howard? That was his third season in the league.
He was making how much?
Made $900K.
The idea that Keith
Yeah.
Van Horn ever at any point in his career made more money than Dirk Nowitzki is hilarious. It's objectively hilarious.
Well, he was maxed at one point.
I'm just saying, Keith Van Horn was making nearly 16 mil.
I mean, Keith
At
Van
one
Horn
point.
was the first Dirk Nowitzki.
Josh Howard
Okay.
made more than $3 million in just 3 seasons in his career.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The kind of part was an interesting bit there.
Keith Van Horn came into the NBA a season before Dirk and shot almost 4 threes a game as a near 7-footer.
Revolutionary, apparently.
He was like
Yeah.
6'8".
He was 6'10".
No
according
way.
to Basketball Reference.
Keith Van Horn won 16.
All right, if Basketball Reference says it, it's true. But
Yeah,
I don't.
correct.
If I believe that if Keith Van Horn played in this era of the NBA where they actually do measurements, I'm not sure that he'd be 6'10". What say you, Mark?
Say it again. I'm
How
so
tall do
down
you-
about my
You think Keith
failures.
Van Horn is really 6'10", or do you think that was
no.
it?
Yeah, I don't think he was 6'10".
Clay Thompson on Max Christie.
Keith Van Horn, come on DLLS Mavs podcast and prove it.
Chloe, I thought that was Doug Christie's son for like years. Clay Thompson thought Kings head coach Doug Christie was his new teammate's Matt Christie's
That's
father.
incredible.
That's hilarious.
Also, for years, like
For
Max
years?
Christie was in the NBA for
Bonus trivia
guess
question.
3
Who was
years?
the only father-son duo to play for the Mavericks? Both played for the Mavericks.
The only father-son duo.
The only one. Not at the same time, obviously. That's only happened once.
Oh, I feel like I know this,
Like I should.
but I'm not sure I'm gonna land on it. Oh man,
It should be very obvious.
I know, but I'm so off today. I'm really just I got
You have 10 seconds.
father son duo.
They both played
I will.
for the Mavs.
I'll know it when you say it.
Oh, Hardaway.
Tim
Hardaway.
Hardaway and
Yeah,
Tim Hardaway
yeah,
Jr.
Hardaway.
Yeah, JC in the chat
I-
shouts it out.
Yeah.
I'm suspended.
Mark,
Just do better next week. Just do better next
I'm
week.
suspended. That's terrible.
Or whenever. Just do better next time.
You know what? We will do better next time.
Tim Hardaway Sr.
Shahid said Mike James, which is not technically correct yet because LeBron hasn't joined the Mavericks.
Oh, wow.
If he had a son named Mike.
I was honestly like, who's older, Mike James or LeBron James? I have no clue.
Probably Mike.
It's Mike James.
It's definitely Mike
probably
James.
Mike James. But there are people who retired like 7 years ago who are younger.
Well, which
than
Mike
LeBron.
James is the question? The one that played for the Mavs?
Who?
That's Jones. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. It's time for us to
That
go.
was a really, really sobering end to
All
Trivia
right.
Tuesday.
Come on, perk up, Stein. Perk up. Appreciate
I was on
Tanner
such
making
a
us look
high
good
when
and
I
sound
was on
good.
such a high when you brought it up because I forgot it was Trivia Tuesday.
We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to say goodbye to Mark Stein. Mark, thank you so much for your time in studio this week. We will
See you on
catch
Media
you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I got a special project I'm working on. More details to come soon.
Well,
Hell yeah.
we appreciate you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. That's our National NBA Insider, Mark Stein. That's our Mavericks analyst, Bobby Curl. That is our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato. I'm your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Y'all be good.
We all silly like the mayor.